Guangxi, a transition zone from Yunnan Guizhou Plateau to China's hilly southeastern coast, is a mountainous region. It lies in the subtropical monsoon climate zone. With solar radiation, atmospheric circulation and geographic factors, the region has a warm climate, abundant heat and rainfall, distinct dry and wet seasons, rich solar resources, a clean environment, with little pollution, big height differences, and diverse weather patterns. They are natural advantages for the region's agriculture. The mountainous terrain and hot climate are especially fascinating, attracting many plant species not native to China to take root here. Over the decades and even centuries, these plants, selectively bred by people, have made a home here, flourishing and thriving. Warm winds in the valleys always bring sweet harvests. On an October morning, in the woods, the workers are preparing a unique set of tools for the coming harvesting. The bananas here share one feature. They are huge. They come in huge bunches. As another type of fruit that comes in bunches of fruit attached together. A bunch of grapes looks rather cute next to a bunch of bananas. Native to Southeast Asia, banana is an age-old cultivated plant. China's earliest historical record of the plant is found in Guang Zhi from the Western Jin dynasty. Other than a bit shorter, the fruit then had the same look and origin. Banana cultivation in Guangxi dates back thousands of years. Every bunch weighs around 25 kilos on average. And 1 hectare of plantation produces about 1,500 bunches, or 37,500 kilos, as the fruit bruise easily and ripen at different rates, and the plants and the terrains vary. Mechanical harvesting of bananas remains a global challenge. This special cable way is already a great help to reduce manual labor. The harvesting of such big bunches really brings solid satisfaction. And carrying such heavy bunches are not trees, but rather grasses, big and tall grasses. In fact, banana is one of the largest herbaceous plant. Even the herbaceous Chinese cabbage looks rather tiny in comparison. A banana plant only fruits once, and will be cut down after harvesting. The cross-section shows how different it is from a tree. Don't worry. Banana is perennial, and new shoots shall break through the soil. A tree might need 10 years to grow up, but grass only needs 10 months. From sprout to fruit, it takes only 9 to 12 months. Bananas require lots of heat and water for growth. The big leaves eagerly absorb the sunlight and rain. However, the watery feature is lost on the fruit. As a type of fruit, bananas don't appear juicy at all. Compared to other fruits with over 90% water content, bananas with 75% water content look and taste rather different. They have a thick and sticky texture. Because of that, they bring more fullness to the stomach. And they offer a quick boost of energy from carbohydrates and simple sugars. Bananas are also easy to carry and enjoy, making them popular among athletes and laborers. However, the bananas these harvesters are having are not freshly plucked. In modern agriculture, harvesting is precisely timed to protect fruit during transportation and storage. The ripening process is also controlled to help achieve their best quality and taste when reaching the consumers.
Good ones and lesser ones are all here. Good ones are in the center. Before they reach the rotating platform, to be weighed soon. This is our processing line. Bananas are blow-dried, attached with labels, and fixed in place, before being put into boxes. After that, it's vacuum sealed. Packaging, which is followed by placing the lid, and truck loading.
Bananas in Guangxi are also known for their great yield. China is the world's second largest banana producer after India. And Guangxi produces 30% of China's bananas. From up above, huge plants cover up the land, together with the karst hills. In this area, they are defining Guangxi's landscape. On the night of the mid-autumn day, two sisters are singing a song about the moon. A simple song about the moon above Nanning and the lights before them, to people from everywhere. Over 330 hectares of dragon fruit plantations in Longnan have all of its grow lights on today. This is the annual mid-autumn light spectacle. Facing such a vast sea of brilliance, people are either excited, taken away, or expressing wishes or love. Even the migratory birds join them. However, this romantic scene is a lie, told by more than 800,000 lights and the people orchestrating them. And they are lying to the dragon fruit plants, or specifically the dragon fruit flowers.
It's meant to be a signal to dragon fruit plants. They are a long-day plant. Only when there is more than 12 hours of sunlight would its flower buds differentiate and bloom. After the autumn equinox, there is less than 12 hours of sunlight. At this time, we would deceive them with grow lights, letting them know there is still sunlight for them to further grow, develop, bloom, and fruit, and they'd fall for that.
Dragon fruit is native to Central and South America. It grows in tropical and subtropical regions. In the 1990s, it was introduced to China. Now let's review some biology. As we all know, almost all fruits need to flower first, before fruiting. As they develop from ovaries, which is part of a flower, pollination happens after flowering and before fruiting.
Normally after flowering, a flower shows a trumpet-shaped opening. But what has happened here? The pollen has been produced, meaning it is ready for pollination. But due to lack of sunlight, it can't bloom. Because of that, we need to open it manually, and use a duster made of fine feathers from the chest of chicks or ducks to catch some pollen from the flower and dust the pollen on the stigma. That's our local trick here.
In spring and summer, the dragon fruit plant would flower by itself, and insects would help with pollination. And in Guangxi, during autumn and winter, with grow lights, the plants would flower by themselves too. Then artificial pollination is adopted to increase the odds. However, things are different this November.
Well, this year is the first time in many years we ran into an early cold snap in November, causing flowering problems. We've never had this problem in our 10 years of cultivation.
The flowers are mostly like this. Most of them. It's been days, and nothing happened.
It appears the capable specialist He Yexin had found a way to guide the farmers in artificial pollination under the current circumstances. Still, to large-scale farming, any extra task means much more work.
It's a drag. For 1 hectare here, there are 52,500 to 60,000 flowers. There are too many flowers and we're short on hands.
There's a joke that a fruit is only too expensive until the people of Guangxi start farming it. Fruit farmers here manage rigorously every detail in farming, and by doing so, they bring the prices down. Good news is the sun comes out the next day.
The sun's out. Finally. It's good for fruiting. With more energy for photosynthesis.
And we get to witness the blooming of dragon fruit flowers. Oh, by the way, dragon fruit plant and orchid cactus are in the same family. Both only bloom in the night, for merely a few hours. As they flower, farmers are hurrying to pollinate them. With 12,000 hectares of dragon fruit plants, yielding 320,000 tons of fruit a year, Nanning is China's largest producing area of dragon fruits, accounting for 20% of the whole country. 1 out of 5 dragon fruits comes from Nanning. Dragon fruit from here is big and beautiful, tastes smooth and sweet, and carries rich nutrients, especially high anthocyanins. And these hours of the night determines if people could enjoy Nanning's dragon fruits 2 months later in winter. In a hot afternoon, the human body's thermoregulatory system becomes more active. Blood vessels dilate to lose heat, and more blood runs to the skin instead of the brain, causing drowsiness. However, here it isn't caused so much by the weather, rather than by work. If you visit Baisa, Guangxi in June, you could smell mango in the air. A nap relieves fatigue from the harvest. A smile exudes joy from the reaping. Among all those mango-producing areas in China, Baisa has always ranked the first in yield, which exceeds 1 million tons, and accounts for 80% of Guangxi's production. Mango is native to the South Asian subcontinent and has been cultivated for over 4,000 years. It is said to have been introduced to China from India by Xuanzang during the Tang dynasty. And Baisa is undoubtedly among the first places of mango cultivation. The Youjiang River Valley, with a climate of mild winters and cool summers, used to offer its mangoes as tributes to imperial courts during the Song and Yuan dynasties. Not everyone grows mangoes here, but they all seem to be involved in mango production. A variety of mangoes are grown here, with Guiqi as the most popular one these years. It has a kind of aroma not found in other types, making it irresistible to its fans. However, it is said there is a downside to it. Too much fiber. Which seems to be common among all types. To paraphrase an old saying, if you love someone, offer them mangoes. As every bite tastes like sunshine. If you hate someone, offer them mangoes too, as fibers get stuck in their teeth. Interestingly, some people now would spruce up and adorn mango pits to make a kind of pets called mango dogs. They must love mangoes too much. Guangxi people enjoy tea time, which does not refer to a specific food, but rather an activity or a mood. Sitting by the Zhejiang River in Chongsua, with a cup of liaobao tea, and some nuts, people wouldn't notice how time flies by. Nut is a general term. The fruits or seeds, where nuts come from, might not be hard, but they do usually have a tough shell. Almonds, cashews and walnuts are all nuts. But if a place name is put before the word nut, then it stands for a specific variety. Australian nut. The Australian nut originated in Australia, and was later introduced to Hawaii, which has become one of its main producing areas, making it popular in North America, so more people started calling it macadamia nut. Now, Guangxi people want to give it a new name. Chongsua nut.
When I first got here, nothing grew here. No sight of green.
Huang Sufang was one of the pioneers growing nuts in large scale in Chongsua. Driving up the hills with her, we can see before us what she has achieved these years.
I don't even understand what had made me so determined to grow this. This is, after all, a large area. Some time ago we did team building here, once on top of this hill. They said, "Wow, Fong, you are amazing. How could you have planted so many trees? I've already invested myself in this, so I have to make it a success."
From planting nut seedlings to the first harvest,
of researchers. It was introduced in 1986 and got registered as a crop in 2005. Every guayar, one tree grown in Guangxi, and the whole country, comes from this parent tree. In 2020, this variety was recognized by the government, breaking foreign monopoly.
in 2020, Guayar 1 became the first new Australian nut variety, with proprietary intellectual property rights, and proved itself in the market. Because of that, people here have the confidence to launch a new brand. Alongside Australian nut and macadamia nut, known as Chongsua nut.
Since last year, We've been working on a standard for Chongzhou nut. And now we have also filed an application to the Trademark Office of NIPA for a regional public brand. We are using Chongzhou nut to refer to our macadamia nut, or Australian nut as is commonly known. We believe Guerra 1, selectively bred by us, deserves the name Chongzhou nut.
Chongzhou nut has a delicate taste, rich oil, and a creamy texture, with a hint of sweetness, making it a perfect choice for tea time. When served with tea or coffee, its flavor shall stand out even more. However, unprocessed nuts are really tough to crack by hand, and even chimpanzees can't do it, let alone humans. People have observed chimpanzees cracking nuts with rocks, which sparked debate on whether they were evolving. But even if they did evolve and had a wide array of tools to use, they might not be able to enjoy a clean and intact nut. Anyway, all it takes is a small opening to crack a nut rightly. And nowadays, in the factory, cracking is taken care of along with shelling, cleaning, drying, grading, screening, roasting, and other steps in an efficient production line. After all, Guangxi people are devoted to making food not only taste good, but also easy to enjoy. The nut from Australia, the mango from the South Asian subcontinent, the dragon fruit from Central and South America, and the banana from Southeast Asia are all thriving on this land now, thanks to the favorable natural environment in Guangxi, as well as the hard work by agricultural professionals here, who would spend years and decades in research and breeding. In Guangxi South Subtropical Agricultural Sciences Research Institute in Chongzhou, we see some more fruits that were not so common in the market. This is the alligator pear from the Americas, also known as avocado. This is the jackfruit from South Asia. There are also species native to China that we have hardly seen. This is Sterculia nobilis. This is Burmese grape. Around them are young researchers. They give a peaceful and laid-back impression. Perhaps since they started in this trade, they had understood that to breed a variety that is productive, has good quality and resistance to pests and diseases, adapts to different soils and waters, possesses long growth and harvesting periods, is easy to store and transport, and meets market demand, is a process that can't be hurried and requires patience. In Guangxi's lush landscape, fruits are definitely a dazzling sight. Here, fruit output has led the country for 6 straight years. The locals, who are self-sufficient in fruit, understand that breed improvement is crucial to providing quality fruits to the whole country. They want to achieve high-quality development in fruit cultivation from the source.